Shalom, everyone. This is Thoughty. I wanted to show you this year's calendar. You can get this calendar by visiting primitivesignlanguage.com/shop. The link will be in the description. This calendar is according to the information that's in this book, Cycle of the Sun. And I did want to spoil it a little bit and tell you something about this book that if you didn't get it, it's going to be something that you're going to want to know. Number one, this calendar is according to the information that Enoch said. He said that a year had 364 days. Now, we don't experience 364 days in a year, so that may seem odd, okay? But what I wrote about in this book is according to the Bible. It says that there are two miracles, major miracles that happen with the sun that cause the sun to add extra days. Okay, and so that explains why we experience over 365 days in a year because of the miracles. And so I was looking for evidence of something in the sky, some event that could point to the Shabbath day, and I actually found it. But I had to find out about the book of Enoch, his information, and the two miracles of the sun changing time in order to find out this information. And I have to ask myself, why do you not know this information? Why do they not tell us about this? There's this satellite in the sky, and I don't want to spoil the book too much, but more information is in the book. There's a satellite in the sky that rotates 364 days in a year. Okay? Yet, why does it do that? Why does it do that? Well, it seems to me that it rotates because it's telling you the Shabbath day. Essentially, there still is 364 days in a year as far as the original cycle is concerned, but the cycle of the sun is just different. And so this is the calendar for the cycle of the sun, and it is according to the book of Enoch, but it has the extra days in it because we witness extra days. So a whole day is a cycle of the sun from sunset to sunset, because the end of a day is the beginning of another day. So they're back to back. And so that's why at nighttime begins the day, because it ends another day. So I hope that makes sense. And so this book covers all the Shabbat days mentioned in the Bible. All the feast days are Shabbat days. So the seventh day Shabbat is not the only Shabbat day. So it talks about the feast days, explains it in the scriptures, and also the calendar helps actually calculate it. So I'm just going to show you the calendar. This is March. And by the way, there's a feast day, a Passover coming up on April 3rd at sundown is the Passover. And at sundown also will begin the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And I have it marked here in yellow. And then on the Shabbat day is another Shabbat, which is the last day of the feast day. And so the calendar essentially follows the book of Enoch. It tells you when the Shabbat day is. This year, the Shabbat is on a Wednesday at sundown to Thursday at sundown. So you can get that. And so for 364, for 52 weeks in a year, the Shabbat cycle will be Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown this year. And then next year, another day will be added into the cycle. And then it will be, instead of Wednesday sundown, it will be Thursday sundown. And so that's how the book of Enoch works. And then on a leap year, 2 days are added. And so because there are more days in the cycle of the sun, and it's off a bit. Because it's off, it does make tracking it according to the book of Enoch quite difficult. And so if you look at the pictures, the nice pictures that I chose. I chose the theme of Israel and certain locations in Israel. I'm just going to show you the back of it. You can visit primitivesignlanguage.com to get images of the images used in this calendar. And so the calendar is expensive to print. And so the cost is the quality of the print, the bind, and it's going to come to you direct from the print. And I make a couple of bucks off it. I don't make that much, but you'll get this directly from print. I don't order a lot of it. Someone ordered this. He's getting it. I'm going to send it out today. I'm going to go right now to the post office. But to find out more information, because I actually, in this book, it does talk about the Shabbat day. It does break down the book of Enoch, but it talks about the satellite that circulates, 364 days in the sky in a year. Okay. And it does support Enoch's. And there's the evidence we need. If you want a sign, there is a sign in the sky, 364 days. The sun was the sign, backing up Enoch, and also the moon was a sign. But because of the extra days, it threw everything off. And so the book also talks about prophecies for the sun, because we're supposed to be watching for the signs in the sky. I know it seems like some scriptures say don't look for signs, New Testament, but that's not true. The scriptures always look for signs. It was always signs. Now I could do a whole video about signs in the Old Testament and how people asked for a sign. They were given signs. But somehow in the New Testament, we're not supposed to ask for a sign? No, there are signs. So visit cycleofthesun.com to get information about this book. I spoil it a lot. I've said a lot already about this book, but there's so much information. And the hard book is more expensive because it's a hardcover and it's in color. Okay, so I'll just look quick, see it's in color. And I talk about prophecies, and Bill Gates is in there because he's trying to do something with the sun. And I just speak so much about the sun and the sky and all the signs that are there. And so hope this has been helpful. Leave any questions in the comments. Have a great day.